Welcome to Triumph. We are here in the UK, here at Hinckley, where they've developed the new Trident. We're here with Steve, and we're just going to fire a few questions at you, Steve, if we can, about the new model.
Certainly.
First of all, I love the look of it. Really, really like the look of it. I think it's even if you remove the badges, it's definitely Triumph.
Yeah.
It's got kind of a bit of a masculine look to it. It looks quite a large bike, but when you sit on it, the seat is really low, and it's quite easy to touch the floor. But if you could run us through a few of the key points of this bike, for example, like price and power, please.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's start with the styling.
Okay.
So, you know, you're absolutely right in terms of what we were trying to get to is we wanted like a contemporary take of what a Triumph Roadster should look like. So
yeah.
We wanted to move the styling in a slightly different direction from where we've been before. But we wanted to keep some of those Triumph cues, so things like, you know, the knee cutouts and things like that. Yeah. You know, and keeping everything super clean in terms of, you know, the fit, the finishes, hiding away all the cables, all the hoses, all that stuff that you don't want to see. So, you know, that was a big part of the bike, was to get the style right and to get something that looked compact and looked like it was going to be fun to ride. So,
yeah.
You know, that was a big part of it. Spec-wise, where should we start? Engine.
Yeah.
So obviously 660cc triple.
Triple.
First question a lot of people have is, well, is this just the same 660 out of the Street Triple S? No, it's not. So we've got about 76 new components in the engine. We've actually changed the bore and the stroke compared to the Street Triple.
Yeah, I noticed that on the specs.
Yeah, so we've got a smaller bore, longer stroke.
Yeah.
Knock-ons for that, completely new crankshaft,
yeah.
New pistons, rings, gudgeon pins and all of that, of course. We've actually got different input and output shafts on the bike. The whole intake system is completely new. So completely new airbox, different throttle body assemblies compared to the Street, different intake manifold, different header system, different exhaust pipe. So quite a lot of development really on the engine side of things.
And the key thing of the engine, which we had in the briefing, the service intervals and the reduction in the amount it costs to actually service this bike.
Yeah, so you know, we spend a lot of time doing durability testing, not just on engine test rigs, but out on the road. You know, we do a lot of track endurance, you know, basically getting current racers and ex-racers to ride these things as hard as they can, flat out for miles and miles on end. The benefits to that are that we can give people really long service intervals. So you've got a 10,000 mile service interval on here, you know, which is higher than all of the competition in this segment. And we also focus on making it easy for the technicians to do their job, so that the amount of time that he spends actually in the workshop is lower than the competition. So in terms of that cost of ownership, you know, you're looking at roughly about a 25% saving over the competition in those early years.
Cool. And chassis-wise, we've got shower on the front, shower on the back. We've got preload adjustment on the rear, twin calipers on the front. We've got good quality tyres from Michelin. We've gone for a 180 rear section tyre. We've got a linkage on the shock, so it's not a direct like some of the competition.
Correct.
Weight-wise?
So we're 189 kilos wet.
Okay.
So, you know, in this class, you've obviously got a couple of twin cylinders. So you've got the Yamaha and the Kawasaki are twin cylinders. Obviously, that gives them some advantage on the engine side in terms of getting their weight down. But what we wanted to do was to get as close to them as we possibly could. So we're reasonably close to the twins on weight, but we've got a significant advantage over the four-cylinder on weight. Okay.
And in terms of technology, we have ABS, we have traction control, we have 2 rider modes, and we have a new TFT central clock. Can you tell us a little bit more about the display and how the connectivity works with that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, some of the things you mentioned there are genuinely first in class. Yeah. So the 2 riding modes, for example, first in class in terms of having riding modes. What we can do with that is we have different throttle maps between road and rain. We also have different traction control settings between road and rain. So, you know, that's something that's new to the class. The instrument itself, it's got a TFT instrument in there. What that allows us to do is it allows us to use the connectivity module that we've got to develop it and connect it to the My Triumph app. So once you've done that, what you can do your turn-to-turn navigation. You can scroll through your music library, choose what you want to listen to whilst you're riding along. You can see whether you've got a call coming in. You can use your GoPro, so you can navigate through and use your GoPro on here. So you know you've got all of that functionality that you've got on some of the bigger models in our range.
Cool. And in terms of accessories, we've got a quick shifter, heated grips.
Yep.
Cruise control?
No cruise control. Okay. So the quick shifter is an up and down shifter.
With an auto blip.
With an auto blip on it, which, you know, if you've tried that on the street triple, for example.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It works exactly the same. We've got a fly screen on here.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We've got the brushed belly pan finishers on here. We've got a whole host of machined anodized parts so that you can customise your bike to make it look how you want.
I've seen the grab rails and the luggage. They look really neat, the grab rails on the bike.
Yeah. So the grab rails really fit into that back end package and look really neat and tidy. You know, one of the key features on the bike is that kind of nice, clean, short back end. So all of the accessories that we've developed, we wanted to keep that. So we've made sure that those grab rails are really nice and integrated, and then you've got the tail pack that fits on there, and that looks really nice and neat and tidy as well. Is
there anything in terms of exhaust? I know that I am assuming, like every other Triumph 3-cylinder, it's going to sound great. So yeah. Is there anything exhaust-wise?
So it's actually really difficult these days to offer anything different as an exhaust. Obviously, you've got to pass the noise regs, you've got to pass the emissions regs. So we haven't developed an aftermarket exhaust for this, but quite honestly, in its standard trim, it sounds great.
Cool. I can't wait to ride it. So in the UK, we're just over 7,000.
7195.
And the bikes will be available in Europe and worldwide?
End of January.
End of January?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time.
All right.
I'm looking forward to riding it. I assume it's going to sound great like every Triumph does. It's important for Triumph to make a really great bike here because it's in such a competitive market with Yamaha with the MT-07, Kawasaki with the Z650 and the Honda 650.